Larry, you bringing good tidings and?
Yeah.
and,
That's sort of my yearly visit. I checked on my schedule, I'm about on track. I think I was here the first week of December last year. I always appreciate the county clerk working with me. I learned a long time ago, if I bring him a sack full of money, it's always easy to get in. Of course, I'm just kidding. I might have accidentally dropped a penny in there.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll receive it.
I was thinking about Stafford County. Commissioner Grimmett mentioned about when I was on the county commission. And is Stafford County still taking trash to Lino County in the compact, fictional compact?
One.
Well-
The rest of them take it, well, no, two,
Two of them take it.
and one goes to
One
Great
goes
Bend.
Spark.
Those three.
One that services St. John goes to Great Bend. Maxville,
Nicely has several. Has Maxville, Stafford.
no, Stafford has Stafford County trash.
Nicely has several out in the county.
Yeah.
Is it staying affordable for you? I know the tipping fees go up, it seems like every year.
The county doesn't pay.
Yeah, we changed that, we're not paying for it, they're paying their own.
Oh, is that right?
That was kind of a freebie for the trash services.
Yeah.
We were spending a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, they were making more money at that time.
Yes, they were. They had a good deal when they started up.
Did they squeal much when you changed that around? They probably figured, no, we
They'd had a
got
bonus.
caught.
They had a bonus
I think
for,
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
They figured the gig was up.
they've had a good deal for a long time.
Yeah, they probably embarrassed to say
Well, then,
anything.
for a while, we paid it and they reimbursed us, but that was,
And
that
that was
didn't
out.
work.
Yeah. It was on the honor system or?
Well,
Yeah.
they were invoiced.
Commissioners, I'd like to just review our risk management services and call them value-added services. I've been doing this for all of the counties this year. And this sheet here that you see is through July 31st of this year. And you can see here, we have a list of our 5 most common risk management services. Of course, risk management and insurance is any program or grant that is offered to the members to help reduce claims and lawsuits, whether it's in the liability side or claims such as personal property like the traffic accidents. As you know, K-Camp insures Stafford County pretty much in every respect except for workers' comp and of course health care, employee benefits. But whether it's property, such as what I described, accidents or casualty, it should be a hailstorm or lightning strike or flood, or a lawsuit from a liability, such as the sheriff or one of the deputies get involved in a chase and you have a bad accident, someone's injured or critically injured, and they, of course, sue the commissioners. Well, commissioners and your insurance provider. You probably learned early on here as a commissioner, you always think you have the elected department heads and you have the appointed department heads, and they all sort of handle one work, and that's how it should be. But whenever it comes time for lawsuits, guess who's at the top of the pyramid? It's not the sheriff, not the clerk, it's the commissioners. It's enjoined, even though with respect to the elected department heads, you have not a whole lot of control over these departments. But you know why you're at the top of the pyramid. Well, just ask any employee, who signed this paycheck? So that's what makes county government unique, it being a decentralized form of government versus St. John or Stafford, which is a centralized form of government. I always, retired law enforcement too, and I I can get by with joking with the sheriffs, but a lot of sheriffs, they don't have a lot of humor. I don't know if you noticed that, but I sort of understand that, so I know how to talk. Not that you don't, you know, but anyway, these 5 here, now you can see these really haven't been utilized, and I understand that. As far as the history of K-Camp goes, Stafford County would be considered a fairly new member, even though I think you've been with us, what, 4 or 5 years now? 4 years. You're still considered a new member, still sort of trying to, you know, get used to your insurance getting used to you. And these are listed in order of most usage by our member counties. Speaking of that, the last time I was here, we were at 71 counties that we insure across the state. We're now at 74 counties. So, you know, we do continue to grow. And growth is good, of course. The last time I was here, this year, we added McPherson County, which I had the privilege of going to making a presentation on that. Not that I'm a great salesman or anything like that. Everybody else will pipe it up. That's really not what I do. But they say, but you sort of seem to be comfortable in commission meetings. I said, well, I had 12 years of spending time there, so I sort of know how it works a little bit. So then we added Marion County, and then Clay County, their Clay Center, most of happening. So we do continue to grow. Attorney assist, of course, and in that sack along with a can of coffee, I always customarily give to the courthouses is the little decals that says, you know, here's the attorney assist toll-free number. If you ever have any issues, you certainly can call that toll-free number. You will get hold of an attorney that specializes really in county matters, county government. As we know, attorneys, just like doctors, a lot of them are sort of specialized. All you have to do is watch the TV ads to see the specialties.
Right.
But for some reason, it seems like the only the specialty I see on TV is liability attorneys. I don't know, maybe that's where the money's at, but I'm probably not. You know, probably criminal law. But anyway, you'll get a hold of an attorney. Now, I do see here in, so far this year, you know, Stafford County hasn't utilized it. Now, that's good, I think. Some counties it could be bad because they should be. Here in Stafford County, that's sort of what I gleaned from this is probably everything's pretty tranquil here overall. I mean, you know, as far as bad claims of being worried about whether something's going to happen and you're enjoying a liability issue here. But if you ever have any questions, and the most common questions that we get on attorney assist, number one, is from the county clerk. Now, in most counties, county or clerk here in Kansas, because of the size of the counties, is sort of the ad hoc personnel group. I don't know if that's how it is. This is where they come and get their applications. This is where they answer questions. This is where you hear about complaints.
It all rolls down there.
Huh?
It all rolls down there.
Yeah, and I learned a long time ago, no offense to the commissioners, but I always figured probably the person that's most in the know in the county is usually the county clerk, as far as what's going on.
She doesn't want to do it.
But anyway, they call the most, and usually it's involving errors and omissions, you know, employment practice. Ask questions about something, and we're certainly very glad to issue this advice. You know, after all, we're covered. You know, by no means are we wanting to come here to Stafford County and tell you how you're going to operate. All we want to do is just partner with you, not even be the lead partner, just an advisor. You know, and generally most county commissioners, the number one go-to person besides the clerk is usually your county counselor. And I don't know here in Stafford County, is your county counselor also your county attorney? There. And it's understandable, and in the smaller population counties, he wears dual hats. But even then, that can put him in a conflict at times, and he probably tells you, you know. After all, you know, and the most common scenario that plays out where the county attorney has become conflicted usually is in open meetings violations, where the county counselor, you know, okay, you have the meeting, and then comes back, somebody calls a suit, and then guess who's supposed to check it out? Who's the go-to person first? Well, it's the guy that said we could do it, you know. But anyway, it works out well overall. The next one here is a risk avoidance grant. Now, I do show here in 2018, you used, to date, you used $843, 2017.
We actually used it all.
You did? Good.
We
Because I was going to sort of hound on you about that a little bit. It's $2,000. You're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, we just got this week.
Okay.
We used it all.
What'd you use it for?
We put in
You see?
security cameras down in the living room,
Okay.
and that's what we used the rest of it for.
Okay. So, you know, we're getting into a new budget year. You are also. So you'll have that, you know, $2,000 appropriation that's set aside. Be used, now it can be used for tangible, which is what big majority of counties use. It can be used for intangible, which would be specialized training. I noticed when I was coming into the courthouse, the treasurer had a note on the door said, you know, we're closed Wednesday, or Thursday for all-day training. Or is it today?
It's today for an hour.
Today, for an hour. But, you know, there are some counties that actually have half-day trainings for all of the county. Not major county employees, but the department heads and their assistants have half-day with the commissioner's sort of retreats. We'll pay for that. You bring down the speaker, they'll talk to you about county government, what's evolving, what you can expect, what's happening in the rural counties here, and what to be prepared for. And it can pay for that. They did that down in Harper County here a couple of years ago. It worked out pretty well. They had to bring in a speaker from, I think it was either Topeka. I think it's Topeka. That's of course you can understand that. That's where all the politicians hide out at most of the time. Now, and I see that you did use it for dump truck carbs. And then, you know, there's a myriad of things. We're pretty flexible on what you can use that for. The most recent use, I was in Meade County. And they had actually put out some security cameras outside the courthouse. Another thing is in public health. We've had some substantial claims in public health that has related to loss of vaccine. As you know, here in Stafford County, your public health got a specialized refrigerator where you keep that. It usually has a backup generator. Either the refrigerator is not serviced correctly, or the generator fails and lost all the vaccine. We're talking about, you know, $10,000 to $20,000, $30,000, depending on what responding is. And so they've been using that there. One of them actually used it to help buy a new refrigerator. This one here, you know, been repaired. And another one to help buy a new backup generator, you know, for the refrigerator. So anyway, there's a lot of uses for that. Again, that's an example of how you can reduce a claim there. Law enforcement tuition reimbursement, or K-Camp Online University, unlimited usage. The two main users of this is the county clerk and generally the sheriff department. Again, the sheriff and his deputies, as you know, have to be commissioned officers. And as such, they need 40 hours of continuing education training per year. They can get 15 hours of training off of this year, so that's a sort of help them pay for it, but it's a freebie. In other words, they don't have to go to Hutch or Dodge or Great Bend for any training. And it is hard sometimes for the sheriff to get all 40 hours in that county, where they do have to go to another county and get some training. And if there's any cost to that, it'll help pay for that.
So our new deputy that moves into the academy.
I think the next one
Yeah.
will be.
Well, now, this next one here, and I hate to be the one to throw cold water on this, we are deleting this one here this year. A little late. And the reason why is because it was so underutilized. And as you know, in the budgeting process, if you budget for something, you have to budget for it, you have to have the money there. At the end of the year, if you use very little of the money, you just still got that money left over. And so what the Board of Trustees and the CEO for K-Camp decided to do, they're going to go forward with some enhanced training for law enforcement. And the reason why we zero in on law enforcement is, in particular, the liability issues facing law enforcement, not only in Kansas, but across the nation. Like this week, it just seemed like every time the sheriff looks at you the wrong way, you get somebody wants to sue you about it, you know. And so there's always issues there. And if you look at your policy where it breaks out what you're paying insurance for, you'll see that law enforcement liability proportionally is your highest cost. The highest cost because it's the highest exposure. Again, I talked about law enforcement, and it's not uncommon where you know the deputies get involved in the pursuit and something goes bad. Either they have an accident, so there we have a property claim, and then somebody innocent, the bystander gets hurt. Now you have a liability claim. Of course, big difference between the two. The property claim, we can settle that in about less than a month. How much is the damage? Here's your check, go buy your other vehicle. Case closed. Liability claim, the clock seems to start ticking here about 2 years later. You know, you may not hear nothing for about 2 or 3 years, but yet we have to focus on that. Again, budgeting. We have to anticipate there may be a claim on this, so then we have to reserve an amount out of our fund for this potential claim. Now here in Stafford County and all of our counties, K-Camp Insurance, being an insurance pool, is partially self-funded. And we have reinsurance, just like big insurance companies have reinsurance. They're big corporations, railroads, cruise ships, Walmart, they're self-funded. I would say Billings is, I know that's sort of a sore spot, their home office down there, they're self-funded. But then after they hit a certain level, then they have reinsurance. In other words, our deductible for property claims, we have a hailstorm come through here. We cover the first $250,000 of all those claims combined. Then we have reinsurance to cover the balance. On the liability side, however, that's $500,000. So we cover the first $500,000 of the liability claim in-house. If it exceeds that, then we have 2 layers of reinsurance for liability claims, up to, I think, $25 million. Never got into that second layer. But hope you don't have to, because now you're talking about a big claim. We get into that first layer pretty often. Most recent case here, and I don't mind touching on that because it's been in the paper, and that would be down in Barber County, where we have a claim down there against the law enforcement officer. The undersheriff there, I think it was in Sun City, fired a beanbag, and the guy, the person died from that. So we have a claim there. Those things happen. We do the best we can to defend the commissioners and Barber County. And that's an example, I think, why law enforcement is such a high-risk area for insurance companies. The last one here is a Road Scholar tuition. We do still have this. It's only a $250 annual limit here for Stafford County. Every county is a little different depending on size. But you know, it's $250. This is KDOT training that's put on for city and counties, mainly the public works directors. I told Commissioner, I said, it's only $250, but in public works, that might be, your supply of windshield wipers. You know, that's how I sort of look at it, try to narrow it down where you can save you some money. Any questions on this, commissioners? This last one is just a one-page form also, and this here just previews your claims that were filed in 2017 and through July 31st of 2018. As you can see, we have most of the claims, let's see, have been closed out, and this last claim here, July 11th of
It should be closed.
this, yeah, it may be, this is the 31st.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Maybe, I don't know what was going on, maybe after that.
We were waiting on the bill from the plumber, but I
Okay.
turned that in and we got paid. for that.
Okay. You can see here, these claims, at least for insurance, the insurance world is pretty much in norm. Really, really a little low. Your largest claim was on July 24th, 2017, when a tractor trailer rolled and an oil tanker leaked, pollution cleanup, $29,000. I think this claim here sort of exemplifies the type of coverage that you have with K-Camp. It's all encompassing literally. This claim and the last claim, where it says seal caulk froze and they turned on the water and it flooded 2 offices, and it was $5,000. Again, you know, I mentioned we have flood insurance. This is technically a flood, you know, but you're covering. It wasn't. Usually it's in the basement.
Need to go
No,
clean it
it was
up.
over in the annex,
Over the annex.
in the bathroom, and
Yeah.
it flooded.
I tell you what, this pales in comparison to Hamilton County out in Syracuse. I went out there, this was 8 years ago, I went out there, and well, Christians all got up, shook my hand, well, we were sure glad, well, we had K-Camp and everything. Well, I hadn't known I did not know about this claim. But when I went in there, man, the whole courthouse smelled like fresh paint, new carpet, walls, man, we're really fixing the courthouse up. We'll come to find out, up on the top floor, which is usually where the judges are at, the jury room, there was a bathroom in the jury room, and they had a little leak in it. And the maintenance guy went in there and he's going to tighten that down, you know. Well, generally they say hand tighten. You don't take vice grips or channel locks and wrench it down. Well, it fixed it temporarily, but evidently he cracked a little bit. This was on a Friday, and it was a long weekend in the wintertime. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that thing sprang a leak. Friday night, drenched the whole upstairs. Right below the judge's chambers is the Register of Deeds office. Well, guess what's in the Register of Deeds office? Lots of books, you know. So there we had, he was over $400,000. Because, you know, you're talking about document restoration, and it's just not cheap, you know. So anyway, we said, now this is where the risk avoidance grant would help. You know, maybe something have for maintenance crews, how to maintain stuff, you know, and avoid these kind of claims. They were really happy at that time on these kind of property damages. You know what the deductible was? $500. You know what the deductible is now if something like this happened here? $1,000. That's a pretty good deal. And I think here, the next one here, Public Works insured vehicle went off road. This here was on July 24th. Well, this would be the same case. Both of them. This would be the tractor trailer. I think there again, that's what I'm talking about. You know, multiple claims on one incident. You had your property damage, and you had your pollution cleanup. There. And again, I don't know how many insurance companies out there and offer environmental protection. In other words, this kind of stuff happens. But sure enough, you know, we anticipated early on, after we got, really came from our legal team, you know, the Specialized County Government. They gave us a red flag about, you know, a lot of tractor trailers out there carrying road oil. A lot of counties have bridges. Salt soft shoulders, and there is a real potential here for somebody to leave the road, spill their load, and now here comes the state. And you know how it is to deal with them. They get a little panicky about this stuff, you know. So, any questions on this, Commissioners? Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. And, I hope you have a good budget year going into the budget. And you know what, I think I told you this last time, maybe you didn't remember. I can tell you what the good formula is for being a very popular #1 commissioner in Stafford County. Give every department head everything they want in their budget, and do not raise the mill levy at all. You got it made.
We got
All right, well, thanks a lot. I
Thank you.
appreciate you guys
Good
taking
holiday,
time.
Larry.
You all too.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
Partially that and out there.
Yes. Marshall? Okay, he's gonna be a couple more. All right.
Is Carolyn?
We got
What
Carolyn,
is
Phil,
Carolyn?
Phil?
Who's, somebody real quick.
You got 4 minutes.
We got 4 minutes, we'll all stay
Huh?
on.
No, that's not my department.
So, I just,
Yeah.
you might let them know.
Let me have a badge.
Okay, before Phil starts, I just let you know that the city of Stafford was without a police chief as of yesterday morning. So, we're back kind of open a little bit.
So they didn't know about it?
What's that?
No, they didn't actually, they haven't contacted me, they gave me a heads up what happened, but
Yeah.
as far as contacting me, no, they have not, but they know that we'll help them, assist them as need be, with their 2 rookie officers, so.
And we may
That's all I
want,
know as of now.
we won't be able to have a conversation about that situation and the rookie officers and maybe more of a down the road a little bit, but probably not very far.
Nice.
What do they want to put up in town?
No. That's on the GPS track. One's Ford.com. Ford.com is going to run more time. About $750 a month. Right in there, about 400 miles. Every other piece of equipment, or this on that. If we want to cut that down, we can, because that's all our tractors, all our pickups and all our trucks. But everything that we do, basically, we're down. Or will be parked out in the country.
Seatbelt use of work?
That's on that road.
I didn't know
Well, they're supposed to wear them, so.
This is your list.
And that's the trucks, yeah, that, this thing back there. But if we went up to the first of the year, it would add another $80 per year to the license, so that's why I looked at that. I thought the Verizon thing, they basically give us a little, we can pull mileage, we can pull diagnostics on pickups or trucks and tell us, you know, I have an issue with that. Guys call us, oh, everything's wrong, I don't know what all that. This will help build some walk through.
The Verizon will, but this one, this other one does.
Yeah, the other one doesn't diagnose, get diagnostics, that's on it. For a while. And then their deal was $32 a month for the trucks. And then $19 for the equipment. So it's just more money.
contract you have to sign up on?
We can assign, I mean, it's just like our phones, I mean, if we want to terminate service, there is a termination fee. It's on a government contract, basically. So, I mean, we get it, we don't like it, you know, we want to do away with it after a year, or whatever it is. And then also on the devices. Like if the mower tractor, we turn them off for 6 months at a time, you know, for that one time, or whatever, you know. So, I mean, we can control costs a little better with some of this stuff.
So like on the trucks and stuff like that, if it, does it keep data for a little bit of time as far as speed and stuff like that? Or if you had a motor blow up, you could look back and
See
see
if it's through a cover or something.
see if it was, what the speed was, if it was right before.
Yes. That is how I understand it. So we have one time charge of $12.42, and then after we get the units set up and put online. But if everything was online at once, it would be a maximum of $490 for the system.
Do they come out and put this stuff on?
No, they're plugging, they're plugging.
I see.
So it's pretty easy to do. The other one, I think, is a little bit more wiring and stuff to it, so. This was more for tracking trailers, Walmart, there's a lot of different ones. It's just I really think this is a lot of data. I thought we could pull off of it for my mileage and just general things like that, because they would benefit us.
Verizon.
That's what I would like. That's what I would recommend. That would be my choice, yes.
I would move that we go with Verizon Connect for the proposed one-time charge of $1242.75 and monthly charge of $490.
So,
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, we will enter into contract with Verizon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Should be choice. Economic development is needed all the time. You guys have issues with that. I told them that was beyond my realm. Everything. I don't have a problem with other departments with them that were there that basically not. I think it's what you do.
It's a one time.
so they basically just need to find it.
They need to find that house or something. She said a pickup, and I said, I don't have a pickup. If it has a long enough bed.
Carolyn's one of the
One of your guys driving it?
I had planned on it, and they didn't ask for that, they just asked for a truck.
Maybe they'll do something after
They
that.
have a CDL.
Well, it's a ton truck, so they don't need a CDL for that.
Forensic system.
Actually,
I don't know that insurance wise, if something happened.
You know about borrowing one tire to go get something?
Carolyn mentioned it, but,
yeah, what, I mean, once you, wanting to get, I mean,
so I think she's wanting to go to Wichita and pick up cubicles for our shared workspace building here on the east side of the square. We found some that are fairly cheap and makes them cheaper if you go pick them up instead of having them delivered. I think that was why she was
Who was gonna go get them?
Carolyn herself. Carolyn would drive the,
Yeah. We were just wondering where you guys are actually considered a full county entity, whether our insurance covers.
makes sense.
Yeah, if we have some type of employee that could go get them, would that work?
I mean, it's just,
But it's a matter of
yeah,
whether
as
they
long
have
as,
the
as
time
long as,
to.
It's a
as long as it's just a
And I think that, if one of Phil's employees did it, we know covered that way.
But see, we have to turn in a list of drivers every year.
Oh, yeah.
So since
So
they
I'm sure she
wouldn't
would.
be on the driver list, I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
gray
Yeah.
area there, but,
Yeah, well, you'd hate to, yeah.
yeah.
Just have to keep that going.
It'd be like me jumping in the road grader and doing clear roads.
So you're on the driver list.
Yeah, Harley, he doesn't have a CDL. Thank goodness.
But the main deal is that economic development isn't actually,
They're not county employees.
yeah.
Right, so that would be our issue there.
Yeah.
But if you've got someone that
This is
can
why I'm
write,
asking.
Yeah.
if you've got someone that can ride down with them that, or drive them down or
And
whatever.
I don't know when she has it scheduled. I don't think she does at this point. So,
Although she can schedule a day or two ahead, I mean, I can make it work.
okay.
You guys want me to copy this or you interested in looking at the secret?
No.
Buddy.
I'm still working on the other one, Bill. I'm gonna make it on page 3.
Okay.
The introduction.
Well,
Is that all you got, Philip?
That's all I got, other than the bridge report should be in by the first year for this time. But they are done with the field inspections. And they will be calling them, so they'll have to do
The last year when you drove around that bridge over by Cabrera, when you walked the river, you kind of snaked in and going right up against the road. Did anything get done with that?
I know not who that is.
Yeah, because it's actually,
It's infringing upon the township. And it's another bridge.
yeah.
And so I don't.
I mean, how far before you get on the bridge and walk the bridge are we responsible? I mean, I would think it'd just
Well,
be a
actually,
safety
when we
thing.
go build a structure, we are responsible for the structure.
Is this
Structure is
thing
yeah,
contractors?
the approaches are the
We're
township.
having to look at it.
It's never been that way because the townships have never had. the
We tried to clear it and stuff,
So,
but with that
I mean, if
micro
something
river, you do
washed
get
out,
too involved in it, so we're gonna have to
it's
look at it.
just because we always have. But technically, if we want to, we would go out of the township because that is their responsibility.
I mean, I would think it would be cheaper and easier to get something fixed on it before it actually gets on the road and starts deteriorating.
So, yeah, I can't foresee being any better. There needs to be something place there to stabilize it. And it may be like, we have the engineer out here to look at it one of these days, so. And it may be quite very well, because I know there, I can't remember the term they call it, because there's actually one in there by rattle sectors, we put up for that flat line, that one next to it actually has one, so we started to work in the south.
Is that the Robinson?
Yeah, well, like where, I mean, the river is actually, the fence is like here and the river's actually starting to work. But it's, that's what I think.
How far?
Well,
How far
and
apart is
but that takes a permit.
You can see where the channel used to be there.
I've done that right there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Some species will be in there that you can't do it.
Well, you can do it in a certain time.
Exactly. When we ended up one well, did that, and it gave us about an hour, we just fixed it.
And if the landowner would just come in and do that, it would probably be an easy deal, but if the county or township gets involved, then you probably have to go through all the permitting.
When we do things, it becomes a whole different ball. Because technically, we can go back 100 foot in a channel on the other side of the bridge. And clean it out, keep it and take it. While at the parks, either bar, or theaters, it's just, it's a list that's, there's way too many.
Streams on the street now down in there.
A lot of times it depends, because if you get a big flood, I mean, or a lot of water, a lot of times that creek channel will change in. I mean, you've seen it too many.
Yeah.
And that's federal government property?
No, this is actually, it's a ranch over there. And this other one is
Rattlesnake Ranch.
Rattlesnake
They
Ranch.
got their key.
And actually, it's kind of healed itself up there a little bit with this deal I was talking about. I think you took that right out. It's not going to get better, but I don't know, it's getting worse. I mean, they were going to do some, ask us to do something one time, something was not a whole lot to do a lot of things. You know, jump through a lot of hoops.
Right.
They went ahead and built a fence up there. I don't know what county they thought was gonna jump into that, out of that creek and up onto the road, but,
We just have the fence hanging there one of these days.
yeah, well, it's already hanging there.
No.
Anything else? All right.
And you want, you want with the road closing there at Cleveland? I didn't start with that because I wasn't sure. Okay, I'll start with it.
Was that what you were wanting to know about, Ashley?
Huh?
Was that what you were wanting to know about?
No, our election or nomination for board members, we should inform you guys. Can we go with that?
Yeah.
So our board met yesterday. Jeremy Butler's a member, his term is expired. And so Taylor Skinner from Maxwell has been nominated to fill his position. Carolyn said commissioners have voting membership for our organization, so essentially just letting you know that she is filling Jeremy Butler's slot. Taylor Skinner, she works at SJ and Bank over in Knoxville. Her husband's a teacher and coach.
Oh, all right.
Women's basketball last year.
Yeah.
We don't need to make a motion to approve that, we just.
I don't think so. Carolyn said that if we have like an annual meeting, you guys are more than welcome to come and vote on it technically, but it's not us to just let you know that this is the nomination was.
Because I think originally, we appointed the board members, and then after it was up to the board of economic development to do their own audit.
And then thank you for your time yesterday.
Yep. It is, I appreciate it, I mean, it was very educational. We get a little inform these guys happen.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ashley.
Still boys out
Yeah,
there.
they're at Marshall's there now.
Bill. Awesome, Jessica Club.
Sorry about being late, that's it. We had found, we talked about our equipment and stuff expiring. Tallanoxie Township Fire Department has 12 models. 6 of them are 4 years old and 6 of them are 3 years old. They were $450 a piece for purchase. We looked in current pricing on bottles right now, it's $1,200 a bottle. So we get 11 to 12 years out of these 12 bottles, which will help us kind of get out of that vicious cycle of having all the bottles can expire at the same time. And so we'd like to buy the 12 bottles from them, it's $5,400. And check with me, then we've got it in this year's budget to go ahead and purchase them. And we can do it rather quick, get it in what's from them and everything.
And out of these 12 bottles, how many years do you think we'll be able to get out of it?
We'll be able to get another, well, like the ones that are 4 years old, we'll still have 11 years on them, 3 years old, we'll be 12 years out of it. So it'll help break up that cycle of having all the models come in at the same time.
Now, when you get these, they have to be recertified,
They have to be recertified every 5 years, they have to be hydro tested.
so they'll be all taken care of before we get them? or-
Well, we'll have, in 2 years, we'll have to do 6 of them, and in a year, we'll have to do 6 of them. I think it's like $24 a bottle to do so.
But there's no regulation if it changes hands
No,
in one department to the other?
it's off of the day to manufacture the bottle.
Yeah, they're only allotted so many hydro tests per service line.
And they're wanting 100, how much?
450 a bottle.
450 a bottle?
Yes.
Okay. And they normally are around 400? And there's their lifespan, if we bought new bottles, it'd be 15 years.
We are, we are looking at, when we get all this, starting to put all this stuff together, they do make a 30-year bottle, but we're looking into pricing on some of that stuff.
They probably changed the fittings on the regulator or the,
Well, you just order
if you
the
had one for
picture.
30 years.
Well, you order the picture pack,
Yeah.
and then it's built up on the
Okay.
And we have like 30 packs in the county, right? And you try to have 2 bottles per pack?
Right now, I think we have like 86 bottles or something. But, some of them bottles have also been pulled out of service because they were older bottles.
But if you had 2 bottles per pack, that would probably be
Pretty close.
pretty close. I mean, if each pack had 2 bottles in the station, and then if that would carry 2 or 3 extras, because we have a big structure, you can be there. Yeah. So this is basically to cover about 20% of the bottles. Stretched out.
Close, yeah.
So,
I make them,
It's Tonganoxie Township Fire Department.
Lake Township.
Tonganoxie, Kansas.
Oh, they're not-
Oh, yeah,
All right.
but it's township, it's
Yeah.
township fire.
The city is-
I make a motion that we allow the fire department to purchase 12 used bottles from Tonganoxie Township for $5,400. Second.
So moved and second, we purchased the air tanks from Tonganoxie for $5,400. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And the only other thing, we had a chiefs meeting last night. We spent about 3 hours discussing stuff, and we kind of get all that lined out. We do that, but hopefully we get a little bit more, but we got a lot of work to do there. But went good, so.
So are you guys gonna try to do one of those about every 3 months or every 4 months?
We kind of said last night, we're gonna meet here probably every month for the next couple of months, try to get some of this.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Donna has
Do
something.
you, was most of our bottles, I mean, were they kind of purchased all at the same time? Okay.
Check with the home.
I guess that's one of those deals where grant's a good thing and a bad thing.
Your explanation on that.
Well, I'll do the minutes.
Like
Yeah.
this one.
Here we go.
You gonna do Ladonna first?
Yeah, let's do Ladonna and do the,
She just has some questions on
well,
the tax.
Carol, we're recessed.
I don't know if we ever decided. Tax sale, you guys got about 61 parcels still in the tax sale. That got submitted to the abstractor. Here's the whole dilemma, that the abstractor fee, I think they're doing $100 per parcel. Okay. So, as people come in, I haven't charged it to the people's accounts yet. So, do we want to charge them to their accounts? We haven't really been charged by the abstractor yet for it, but if they do the work, I can't see them not charging you guys. If a person comes in and pays and we don't charge and we don't let the abstractor know, then you guys are gonna accrue a $100 cost, which I can't charge back to the customer because they've already paid. So then are you guys is someone gonna eat that cost? Or do you want me just to go ahead and charge it to them, even though we haven't been billed for it yet? But they have been submitted to the abstract. Does that make sense? How to say it? We just didn't know which way you want to do it. There's some counties, the only county that I know that does a lot of tax sales is Woodson County. And so I called her and she said the minute that it goes over, she tacks on that $100. And then she doesn't have to, she says that way I don't have to tell the attorney that it's been paid. The attorney doesn't have to call the abstractor and ask, well, have you done work on it? She just tacks on that abstract because it's been sent to the abstractor. That's how she says it. But she says every county is different, so.
Well, to me, I would think that once it's submitted, it'd be just like a penalty.
Pretty much, yes.
And once it's out of your hands and in the abstractor's hand, regardless whether they,
Because I found the warning was just.
well, to me, it's like a penalty.
Yeah.
It's so much per parcel, I mean, they're all the same amount, I think.
Yeah, it's like $100. I think it's $100 per person.
Okay.
Yes, we took bids, we sent out to 6 different abstract places, 3 responded, 2 were $100 a piece. I talked to Luann, I said, here's the 2, which one do you deal with the most, or are you most comfortable with? I went with who she told me, so yeah, we submitted those about 3-4 weeks ago probably, and they told us it would take about 45 days, give or take, so I'm waiting for that to come back. They wanted to know, did I want them to send it to me as they did them, or as just at the end send it all to me? I said, send it all to me, we'll just do it. Mary and I sat down last week for about an hour and kind of worked our timeline, and a lot we're waiting on until we just get it back. I think you can go ahead and add it. My problem is, and I don't know how many issues we're going to have, but if someone were to come in today and pay that extra $100, we call the abstract company and say, you don't need to do parcel 12. So they stop, and we don't get a bill for parcel 12. You then penalize somebody $100 for a cost that we haven't incurred at this point. So you might have an unhappy person. Now, how many people out of that 61, I mean, out of the 61, there's probably some that are own multiple pieces or multiple parcels. So, you know, if that person were to have to come in, you might have $200-300, you know, if you're charging per parcel. So,
How much money have we spent though sending notices and all that?
oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
and we're gonna
We owe that right now anyway.
you know, we were doing Mary and I were kind of doing our calendar backwards. You know, we're gonna have publishing expense at some point. So, I mean, that's, I mean,
pretty minimal.
if your question is, can you do it? I think the answer is yes. It's just, do you want to do it?
I don't like the idea of, you know, they come in and pay LaDonna, and then LaDonna has to call out Mary. And then
Mary has
Mary's
to call
got to
the
call the abstractor.
Correct.
And then the next day, somebody comes in and pays it. I would say, once you submit them, they're gonna turn them all to you at one time. They pay it. I don't think it ought to have to go LaDonna, Mary, abstract. If you submitted it, if you didn't want that penalty, or if you didn't want your abstract worked on, you should have paid it before. But I don't want to get into that repetition of every day once phone calls have to be made.
Well, because then you run into the risk, especially now, of us getting so busy that we don't get Mary called.
Yeah.
So then you got a bill for somebody
That you didn't need.
that we didn't need, and now we have this $100 bill, and who's gonna pay it?
Well, and then the other thing is, for number 12, they pay, and you call them and say, well, we've already done that.
But I go back to that. They were given notice of it,
Yeah.
and we did the work. We did get the abstract done.
I don't think we should be.
So we incurred that $100, whereas if it's not done yet, we technically haven't incurred that expense.
So I would charge them the $100 and just don't bother. You've already turned it over and just let them use it. Not call down there and try to stop them on this one.
Then they'll have a current abstract.
I still need to know though.
Yeah.
So I can take them out of the-
We can,
Yeah.
we'll still
I
let
can
you
take
know.
that
It works
parcel out of
really
the
well
petition.
Yeah.
Because really, the girls just usually let me know, and then I just message Mary on the computer message, and so then that way, that's how we do it. Now I'll still let you know. That's all I have.
So they have until the 20th, right?
The first half, first half's due December 20th.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't tell me one.
Well, that would be nice if you didn't. I'm not gonna say you don't have to, but I mean, you can come and talk to everyone else standing in line on the 20th.
Yeah, we're
See,
jumping out the
office
door.
closes.
I'm gonna find you.
Well, we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's fine.
stay open until everyone's helped, but usually everyone knows we shut down at 4:30.
And I'd bring in change to pay my bill.
I was paid in pennies.
No.
We actually had a lady do that
I
to us
know.
once.
Well, I know.
She was mad, and so she brought it in rolls of pennies, and it was all change.
Well, at least they were rolling. It's $5.
I know, Stafford County's best come out this time. So if you want to see them, come on December 20th. They'll be there.
I'll be there on the 19th.
You come on the 19th. I'll be there on the 19th, the 20th. Come on the 21st if you want. You have to pay all your personal property tax though on the 21st. Because you'll be late. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. All the business.
And so, no tax.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes for the December 5th meeting.
Moving second, we have minutes of December 5th. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
I'll make a motion that we accept the tax roll corrections. Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the tax roll corrections. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Want to do an executive session?
Yeah, and then I think, is there anything else after that? We'll adjourn after the executive session.
Jim, thank you. Before you guys go, we did that review. Which slides?
Sure.
We, over with economic development yesterday, we went to two, what they call public warehouses with Turdham, and the public warehouses is basically where people just store in the warehouse. The warehouse makes money by per square foot, and then every time they touch it with a forklift, so there's a loading and unloading fee. Kind of hit both ends of the spectrum to where a pretty new facility, every pallet had barcodes on it. Looked very professional. It was a 600,000 foot building. It looked to me like probably half of their stuff was the Pepsi cans before they're filled and after. We went to another warehouse that their main deal was unloading trainloads of lumber and then being distributed around in Wichita, and then cigarettes from South Korea that come in on containers, locked containers, and they're actually a customs deal where they're not unsealed until they get to their facility. We turned 3 shared work areas that I guess they're going to plan on trying to do something like that with their building on the east side of the square. And that actually looked like a pretty neat deal as far as you either have cubicles that pay lower rent for $75 a month, and that's your desk. You basically provide them with high-speed internet, and then a couple of them just do small offices with the desk and internet. But it was pretty educational and very informative.
Took all day.
Yes, it did.
Did you talk to the all, that KAC legislative guy?
All right.
I make a motion that we go into executive session for attorney-client privilege. So, 15 minutes?
You can always come out early.
30 minutes.
It's been moved second, we go into executive session for attorney-client privilege for 30 minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.